And I want to share with you some of our plans when you put us back into office. And I have here in my hand a draft manifesto for the UNC. So if you think we were enjoying our time in the last several months, we were working. This is the first draft. Many of you have contributed to this because remember we had the budget consultations and we got a lot of ideas and suggestions, so we put that in here, incorporated some of it. We will eventually roll this out online and all of you will have sight. So working draft that we have for the time being. So we are up in front. The UNC is ready for this election whenever it is called. Whenever it is called, we will be ready. Here are some plans that we have now for the criminal justice system. So yes, we have to fight the crime, but we know that the criminal justice system is in shambles. So here are some of our plans. The crime situation out of control, because the criminal and civil justice system is in a mess. We have to fix it. That is why I had proposed in the last government, and we will do it again, to have a separate Ministry of Justice. Separate ministry because the justice system is broken and needs to be fixed. We have to have a ministry targeting only that justice system. So UNC government will, 1, undertake a comprehensive review of all criminal laws to weed out obsolete laws that are oppressive to a free democratic society or that cause unnecessary bureaucracy. 2, categorize the offenses of murder and rape into first-degree and second-degree murder. 3, introduce a constitutional right of an accused to have a trial within a reasonable time. Within a reasonable time. You might have innocent people behind bars, waiting for years. Some will die before they even get a fair trial. So right to have a trial within a reasonable time. 4, place victims at the center of the criminal justice system from the beginning. Put victims at the center of the justice system from the beginning. How do we do that? Provide support for victims, including restitution, job placements, housing, and social programs. Due to the current low detection and conviction rate, we must give that support whether we catch the criminal who caused the injury or not. That victim must be given support. 5, provide the needed resources to ensure that cases involving offenses against children and sexual offenses are determined rapidly. 6, raise the legal age for marijuana use and gambling to 25 years. Increase the number of functional courtrooms. Right now, there is a deficit. Each judge of the High Court must have a designated courtroom to ensure they can sit every day. If you don't have enough courtrooms, then what's justice delayed is? Justice denied. 8, provide more courtrooms in highly populated areas outside the capital, such as Chaguanas, Rio Claro, Sandy Grande, and Diego Martin. 10, create smaller detention centers around the country to break up gang activity and ensure closer family support to prisoners by enabling regular visitation rights. We will also ensure, item 11, that incarcerated persons are allowed frequent visitation rights from their children. Keep them sane. Rehabilitate them. 12, establish low security prisons for first-time non-violent offenders who can get work release during the day. 13, modernize prisons and break up large prisons into smaller ones where inmates can be better monitored. 14, utilize intelligence services for crime fighting and not for spying on your political opponents. 15, implement appropriate social programs, involving training and life skills to prevent repeat offenders. 16, comprehensively reform and reorient the education system to cater to all children, not just those who are academically inclined. And this came up on more than one occasion in the last budget consideration I did in Superior. Not just the academically gifted ones, we must also be able to give those who might have a skill, a trade, learn a trade, a skill. Because not everybody is an O-level and A-level and university track. In fact, now you have university degrees and you can't even get a job. If you have a skill or trade, the chances are greater. We must identify young persons with learning disabilities or vulnerabilities so that they can be guided to become productive human beings. Most criminals have not been successful in the education system. 17, encourage the participation of NGOs and service organizations in mentoring youth. Man, and I could tell that to the man who wants to be in charge of the youths. Let's get the service organizations, they're willing, the NGOs, the faith-based organizations to help us in mentoring youth. We must target and mentor at-risk youth. That is vital to prevent young persons from falling under the influence of gang leaders and falling through the cracks. 18, support single parents, including after-school care, to ensure children are supervised. You remember under my watch, we had homework centers across the country. They disappeared too. Everything under this government was good, has disappeared. Homework centers shall be reintroduced nationwide when the UNC forms the government. Now, there's a lot of demoralizing in the police service for many, many reasons. One is where, the policemen don't feel that they are valued enough, they're not treated as they should be. You handpick people and you interfere in the processes for promotion and so on. But I think we should consider introducing a system of monetary rewards for police officers and divisionals where crime is kept low and crime fighting targets are met. We have to motivate them. As it is, whether you're a good or bad one, it doesn't matter. You get the same money. So to work like incentivize them with monetary rewards, something to be considered. 20, invest resources in the DPP's office and ensure better conditions and salaries so staff are encouraged to stay at the DPP's office. These are just 20 points on the criminal justice system coming out of our draft manifesto, and this is only part one of the plans we have to deal with the criminal justice system and thereby help in dealing with crime. And so the UNC promises further from our manifesto. We have already, as I said, written this official manifesto. This is the first copy. We intend to unveil it online later, but tonight I'll just share some of it, a snapshot, which I've already done with respect to crime and criminality, some few policies that we will implement. Throughout this year, I have presented over 100 policies to rescue our nation from the destruction it has endured under this government. Let me remind you of a few people-centered policies to bring our country and citizens to economic stability and peace under a UNC government. 1, easy access to legal firearms for law-abiding citizens, and the lawful right to defend yourself and your family in your homes. Your home is your castle. We will ensure that we put in stand your ground law so you can have a fighting chance against these brutal, murderous criminals. Introduce home invasion laws. Lower fuel prices. Consider the reopening of the Petrotrin refinery. No VAT on 7,000 food items. We did it once, we will do it again. We did it once, we did not bankrupt the country, we will do it again. We had promised, and I promise it again, this is very close to my heart because you know I'm into education, as many of us are. Free laptops for all secondary school children. And free tablets for the primary school children. Free universal kindergarten education. Place police officers to patrol inside schools to protect your children. We are not just seeing bullying in our schools, we are seeing also violent crime. And when you send your child to school, I'm sure all day you're praying that at the end of that school day, your child will be safe. We will reopen the gate. We will reopen the gate. We will lower foreign used car prices by going back to an age of 6 years instead of the current 3 years. That's what it was, 6 years. So many persons were able to own a car in our country. But they drop it down to 3 years. You have to pay more. Yes, can't afford. We will have a comprehensive review of the demerit system. We will have a comprehensive review of the demerit system and a halt to the oppressive and abusive ticketing of motorists. We will implement economic transformation plans with growth poles across the country. We are expanding the Children's Life Fund to cover more illnesses. That's what we will do. We will construct the San Fernando to Mayaro Highway. We will begin the construction of that highway. We were repaving our roads between 2010 and 2015. We had the most extensive road repair program in our history. We will do it again. We will do it again. I'm down to plan number 17 and still counting. These are only some of the plans that I'm sharing with you. We will implement a comprehensive traffic alleviation plan. A comprehensive traffic alleviation plan. You spend too many hours in traffic. Too many hours, too many hours, too many hours. By the time you reach to work, you're tired. Then you have to leave home before daylight. Yes? And when you're coming home, you take so long, you're reaching home after daylight. What is your family life for your spouse and your children? It is spent on the road. So that is something we really have to deal with, traffic alleviation. We will promise you again, water for all. Water for all. We will create 50,000 new jobs without a single new tax. In fact, we will move to lower taxes. We are against the introduction of any new tax, against it. We will go back and strengthen the procurement laws which the PNM gutted. We will strengthen it. And we will not increase water and electricity rates in this economic climate. We still insist no to the property tax. We say no. We promise. We have been meeting with several trade unions. And one of the things they all agree, and the UNC agrees with, that workers must get a livable payment, livable wages for workers. So we will have a workers' agenda. We do not support the PNM's 4% offer. We call on the government to rescind that, give it up, and offer a higher increase. 27, make quality housing more affordable and more accessible to young people. We will deregulate the financial system to make it easier for citizens to access financial services and loans. 28, we will make quality housing more affordable and more accessible to young people. 29, Yes, we used to give out 100 a week, 100 houses. I don't think they've built a single house, so this government hasn't built any house. All them houses they pretended to give, they were built under my watch. They were built by the UNC. They have built nothing. They have built no schools. They have built no hospitals. Everyone they're going to turn the key and cut ribbon. They built nothing, and they will build nothing in their 10 years in office. They will build nothing. We will conduct a comprehensive and complete audit of HEC applications. We'll seek to make contact and see all who still need housing. We will prioritize those with long-standing applications, because some people have applied 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Some dead and gone, and the application has not been considered. Item 30 in our plans, we will again implement our land for the landless policy. Land for the landless. Why did they cut that program? Wicked, incompetent. Why? Not everyone might be able to come and get an HDC house, but they get a piece of land, they'll start up with a 2x4, and that grows over the years. It becomes a 10x10 or 10x20 as the case may be. And you have a place to rest your head. You know. Did you agree with him? Ramraji, did you agree with him? Okay, let's move along. Let's move along. As I close, I've been rolling out some of our plans and policies as we go forward. There's one warning I want to give you before I close, and it is this. Don't get distracted with Rowley and his foolishness. That's one. But the second one is, UNC people, have belly. Stand up for yourself. Don't get browbeaten. Don't back. Don't back down. Many times it is the UNC people swallowing hook, line, and sinker the PNM narrative and repeating the nonsense. You must believe in yourself. That UNC, you're proud and you're strong, you're resilient, and you will persevere and you will win. So, put some steel in your backbone, because this fight will not be easy. They will come with their bag of tricks. They'll come with their gimmicks and their lies. And they will come to damage everybody. They are the best people at character assassination, you know. Like they're just born to lie about people, make up things about people. So don't get weak and faint-hearted when they come to talk about Madam A and Madam B and Mr. X and Mr. Y. We back out. They don't back out, you know. They will lie every single day on every single point, and they will never admit they lied. Never, never. So I'm just warning you, please. It is too important. Michelle, all the other speakers, this is the mother of all elections for us in this country. And this is not a time to get weak and weary and faint-hearted. Now is to step up and step up and step up and step up and win. Are you ready to win? So you must never become complacent. Tonight I ask you to commit to coming out in your hundreds of thousands to cast your votes. Every single vote counts. We need you. We need your strength. We need your resilience and a committed effort. Take a stance to protect your loved ones. Stand your ground. Don't let the PNM frighten you, because that's what they're coming to do. Don't let the PNM make you back out. Don't let that ever happen. Don't take God out of your thoughts and let the PNM fool you again. You say, fool me once is my fault. Fool me twice is whose fault. And you fool me a third time. Oh, that must never happen again. It must never happen again. So you have to stay strong. Because nobody else will do it for you, UNC. UNC has to keep, as I say, steel in your back. And you must have a heart full of love for everyone. So brace yourself. Take a stand, as I said, to protect your loved ones. And to stand your ground, stand your ground, stand your ground, please. And I tell you tonight again, you have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But you will never ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. God bless you, and I thank you very much.